The fractious polity of the country itself is a liability. It offers several vulnerabilities to Pakistan's foes who exploit political greed, ethnic particularism, and interinstitutional disharmony to keep the country embroiled in destroying our progress. This phenomena has already taken a heavy toll on our political and economic progress. The lack of political harmony, civil military discord, and corruption are adversely affecting our human development, keeping countless Pakistanis mired in abject poverty, destitution. In addition, the constant territorial threats for Pakistan to keep a large conventional as well as nuclear deterrence, imposing heavy strain on its fragile economy. A question that begs answer here is whether or not a hybrid war can be fought without present political and governance structure. Another related question that emerges is whether we require a hybrid democracy to fight a hybrid war. The answers are hard to find unless we think out of the box. Hybrid democracy, as per Robert Kaplan, is akin to enlightened despotism, wherein the military supports a political head of the government who is not prone to parliamentary vulnerabilities, like pleasing voters and keeping a polyglot ethnic mix reconciled as per their competing interest. He quotes the philosopher Warrington, who disparages the democracy as a debate in a crowd and declares it consequently unsuitable for effective governance. In countries driven by ethnic and tribal differences, he cites unelected era of Muin Qureshi in 1993 in his article Was Democracy Just a Moment published in December 1997. It was in a December 1997 issue of a US magazine, The Atlantic is the most stable era where the government took effective steps for the administrative and economic reforms, untrammeled by the shackles of the partisan politics. Robert Kaplan quotes Lee Kuan Yew example under whose authoritarian rule Singapore evolved into a corporation that was paternalistic and meritocratic. When Singapore had the greatest of the advantage, and they were run under a not democratic ruler, and they got the forging prosperity in the days when Singapore got the greatest of the progress. As per Jeffrey Sachs, a professor of international trade at Harvard, good government means safety from corruption, breach of contract, property expropriation, and bureaucratic inefficiency. Many of the above elements are there in the government, and they are present in Pakistan's democratic governance that are circumscribing the country's governance efficiency. This lack of political consensus has prevented the construction of big dams, impelling our food security. The country is suffering from political and economic polarization due to lack of development in areas like Balochistan, where the voter incentive is insufficient or for inducing voters chasing behavior in the government. The continual need to appease the avaricious members of the parliament who represent feudal and business oligarchies keep the government in a state of paralysis, incapable of taking bold decisions in the interest of the country. Now, what we have here in Pakistan is a hybrid war imposed upon a poorly functional state where, apart from the army and judiciary, no institutions dares question the rampant corruption and the poor governance threatening humans as well as national security.